Pegasus Spyware is a unquote big black hole unquote with no way out. Cyber expert Pegasus malware is constantly being updated. Even if experts manage to crack one, the spyware creates a new one. It's a never-ending conflict. India, 21st of July, 2021, 2:34 p.m. IST. Pegasus Spyware injects malware with zero-click, requiring no interaction from the targeted phone's user. The image was created for representational purposes. The spyware injects malware using zero-click, which eliminates the need for interaction with the targeted phone's user. The image was created for representational purposes. WhatsApp claims to have fixed the software flaws that allowed Pegasus to infiltrate a mobile phone simply by making a WhatsApp video missed call to the victim. Pegasus, on the other hand, appears to have simply found new ways to spy on people's cell phones. The Quint spoke with cyber expert Sandeep Shukla to learn more about how the Pegasus spyware works and what, if any, precautions can be taken to keep mobile phones safe. How does Pegasus get malware onto a user's phone? Prior to 2019, one of the ways Pegasus infiltrated mobile phones was via WhatsApp video missed call. WhatsApp appears to have patched that flaw. However, we now know that Pegasus is injecting malware into mobile phones by using Apple's messaging app, iMessage, which is available on iPhones. Pegasus spyware appears to be sending a properly drafted message on the phone embedded with malware. To activate the malware, the owner of the mobile phone does not even need to click on the message. Even if the victim deletes the iMessage message, the malware will still infiltrate the phone. It appears that iMessage has a bug similar to the one that WhatsApp had previously. Is Pegasus' method of attacking mobile phones ever changing? Yes. iMessage appears to be just one of many options. The majority of the methods employ so-called zero-click techniques, which do not necessitate any interaction with the user of the target phone. Zero-click attacks have been observed since 2019 or possibly earlier, and they continue to this day. This has most recently been observed on iPhones. You manage a cybersecurity lab. Have you tested any phones infected with Pegasus spyware? We did not test any mobile phones infected with Pegasus spyware in our lab. I'd like to emphasize that neither I nor any other cyber expert can determine whether or not a phone is infected with malware. However, it is difficult to say whether the malware was specifically injected by Pegasus because the NSO group is constantly redesigning its method of attacking an individual's phone. As of now, only the Citizen Lab has performed forensic tests on a few mobile phones infected by Pegasus, allowing them to profile its mode of operation. Since the 1990s, there has been a thriving market for discovering flaws in various gadget applications. Everyone has been interested, from governments to security agencies to corporations. These are referred to as zero-day vulnerability markets. A zero-day vulnerability is an unpatched software flaw that the software vendor was previously unaware of. As a result, some very talented cyber experts who work on discovering vulnerabilities in various applications sell information about these vulnerabilities for millions of dollars, which the purchaser then exploits. If a vulnerability in an application is critical enough that it can be exploited without any interaction with the victim gadget, or the victim read, zero-click, then such information may be purchased by companies like NSO Group, which provide high-end gadget surveillance services. NSO, for example, may purchase such information or develop new surveillance technology in-house. This is how NSO is likely to keep Pegasus changing and updating its methods of attacking people's phones. Is it possible for any antivirus to detect the malware injected by Pegasus? Any antivirus program can only read malware that it is already familiar with. For example, in the case of the Bhima Koregaon activists, it appears that an old malware called NetWire was injected into the accused's laptops. As a result, McAfee antivirus detected it. However, in the case of Pegasus, it is possible that the company created entirely new malware that McAfee or any other antivirus company is unaware of. As a result, locating the malware would be difficult. I'm sure forensic labs are working hard to figure out how to detect the Pegasus malware. But, once again, nothing prevents Pegasus from creating new malware. I've learned that they constantly check to see if any antivirus software has been able to detect its malware. If and when this occurs, Pegasus will update its malware. As a result, this is a continuing conflict. In its defense, the NSO Group claims that it only spies on terrorists and terrorist organizations. What are your thoughts? I believe the NSO Group should be prosecuted for crimes against democracy and humanity. The company is engaging in unethical behavior in the name of tracking terrorist organizations. Terrorists would not use smartphones or mobile phones on a permanent basis. They would most likely communicate using satellite phones or highly encrypted phones. Is there no way to avoid Pegasus spyware attacks? There appears to be no way out at the moment. Some protection from the Pegasus attack can be obtained by using non-smart phones or primitive phones because it is difficult to inject malware on such phones due to their limited storage capacity and limited application capabilities. There is no public information about primitive phones being attacked by Pegasus. However, nothing is certain in this case. Will such attacks ever come to an end? I don't believe so because Pegasus will continue to update its malware and methods by exploiting vulnerabilities in various applications. There may be a short-term solution, but there will be no long-term solution. Furthermore, the market and demand for such spyware will keep companies like NSO afloat, encouraging them to invest millions in developing newer versions of undetectable spyware. At the Quint, we are only accountable to our audience. By becoming a member, you can play an active role in shaping our journalism. Because the truth is worth fighting for.